What I'd like to do to introduce you to your brain is to give you a bunch of brain exercises that some are standard exercises, some are ones that I invented. Okay. First of all, there is something in the brain called executive function, and that's the part of the brain that is like a traffic cop. It tells you what to pay attention to at any given time and also what to ignore. It also tells you what to do and what other responses to inhibit at any one time. It's a very important part of the brain. And the first test I'm going to give you is called the Stroop test. It's a classic psychological test. And what is going to happen is that one at a time a word is going to appear on the screen. And I want you to loudly and as quickly as possible yell out the response I'm asking for. Now what I want you to do is not yell out what the word says. I want you to yell out the color of the letters that the words are written in. Okay, so focus on the color of the letters and immediately, or as soon as you can, yell them out. Okay, here we go. Green, red, purple, red, green, purple. Okay, now as you can see, this was a little bit challenging because your brain really wanted to read those words. You had to pull back from that response and say, no, I'm not going to do that. And you had to then think about the color, then bring up the word, the color word name. Okay. Now, basically what you had to do is switch from one mode to the other. And switching back and forth is not easy for your brain. So doing something like that takes more energy, it causes more errors, it's more stressful. Okay. Now, I developed a second test to follow on this, and I haven't been able to figure out a good name for this test. So because Professor Stroop named his test after himself, I've named this one after me until I can come up with a better thing. Okay, now again, it's similar. I want you to, as fast as you can and as loud as you can, yell out the color of the letters of each word. Okay?
Red, purple, green, red, green, red, purple, green, purple, red.
Okay. Now, how was this one different from the other one? Was it harder or easier or pretty much the same? Any ideas? Easier. And why was it easier? I can't hear you? The words were not color words, so there was not a direct conflict. Okay. Now, how many people, just by show of hands, can tell me the sentence that those words made? Okay. How many people can't? Okay. A lot of you couldn't. Okay. Let's go again. And this time I'm going to leave the words up. I want you to read out loud what the sentence said.
I don't think you're going to remember much of this.
Okay. So what does this tell you? It tells you that when you were focusing on the colors, you weren't processing the words at the meaning level. Now, so you were focusing on the color and not the words, but it wasn't as though I distracted you and said, look over here. You were looking right at the words, but your brain was not processing the meaning of the words. So what does this tell you? It tells you that your brain can't multitask very well when it comes to paying attention.